Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. That was a very interesting and very interactive presentation. So after that, let me take you to more of government spending, government capacity, and things like that. I come from the World Bank's governance practice, global practice, and we have been doing something for the public procurement fraternity in the South Asia region with top academic and training institutions in the region. So what we have been doing and what's the challenge? Okay, so this is about developing a disruptive learning-based platform, mainly targeted to something like 10 million in-service procurement staff in the South Asia region. And what we are offering is some MOOC-based free learning courses and some of the blended learning courses through the partner organizations. So this is a single gateway. Procurement-learning.org is a single gateway for learning in public procurement. To bring you to the right context, I mean, if you all know, it's about 20% of the GDP of India, which is used by the government for procuring, which is about $400 billion, which is spent every year in this country alone. So if you have at least 1% saving or 2% saving, what we are talking is something like 300 million to 400 million dollars, which can be used for better immunization, better public services, and things like that. And there is research, at least in the first part of the world, that improvement in capacity and use of ICT can save up to 10% in public procurement. So what we are really talking about is huge money that can be saved for better development objectives. So this is an initiative of the World Bank in collaboration with many leading government and non-governmental institutions. We are using ICT for a scale-up purpose. In this country, the central governments or state governments training, face-to-face training capacity is something like 30,000 people who can be covered in a year. Whereas this kind of an approach where you blend the technology-based, the internet-based learning, and also offer little face-to-face interaction or mentoring, tutor-based technologies, that could, the scale-up possibilities are much beyond. The objective is to enhance capacity, standards, and integrated learning in public procurement. It also offers global networking opportunities for the professionals. We have webinars, online and face-to-face sessions to enhance the learning for the participants. There are 3 programs offered. The first one is a MOOC, which is a free online course. This is a certificate program in public procurement, which is a country-neutral program which can be taken by anyone from anywhere in the world. The second one is a professional diploma program. This has the blended methodology. There is a 5-day face-to-face program after the 6 months, which is offered by the partner institutions. And it is a charged program, the second one. And the candidate get a professional qualification, which will enable them to get employment later. The third one is on contract management. Again, that's another MOOC program. We started only 6 months back and launched 3 programs. We hope to launch many more programs in the coming month and year. The uniqueness is, as I have told you, it's about 15 to 20% of the country's GDP. So if any improvement, any extent of improvement can always benefit the public goods and services. So it is enabling to save significant part of the GDP. It is standardization and skill upgradation. It's estimated that in India alone there are 70 lakhs public officials at various levels who has to do something with public procurement. So it's a very large target group that you're talking about. The first ever Charter for Public Procurement Studies. This is an informal association of 10 top institutions in India, which includes the Administrative Staff College, which is a government institution, National Institute of Financial Management, All India Management Association, and many niche supply chain institutions in this group. It also offers reflexive self-learning participation in blogs and webinars, as I have already mentioned. What has been the impact? As of now, I mean, from this date of the presentation until now, we have more than 50,000 visitors who have registered in 6 months. 4,900 is the current enrollment number of people for the free education program. There are 400 people who are already certified. If you look at the MOOC graduation statistics, which is about 1 to 4% when you look at even the Coursera and the edX and things like that. So here we have more than 10%, so which is a better indicator about the relevance of the program. This is accessed in more than 100 countries by the procurement professionals. That's all I want to talk to you about it. I invite you all to visit procurementlearning.org. If there are any queries, I'll be happy to respond.
So this is based in India, or this is a global program and this is an India component?
Well, this is launched as a global program, but we have started with India because 7 million is the challenge in India, 7 million people. So our first program is in English. I told you, the MOOC program is universal, it's country neutral. The second one is specifically on Indian systems of procurement.
Okay.
And now we are converting it into
just
Hindi.
come over this side so that they can you just set up the next one, please?
Yes.
So then you're starting in Hindi, you said.
Yeah,
we have our next presentation, EDU Squares.
So we are converting it into the Hindi program. We are also working in Bhutan, Sri Lanka and Maldives with the respective governments for launching it. Pakistan has already launched it. So it's getting.
And what about Indian government? Do you have support from the government?
This is in response to a requirement from the Indian government that we have started it. You know, there was a bill introduced in Parliament for public procurement in 2012. Unfortunately, it got lapsed. I mean, because that last Lok Sabha didn't take it up. But this came in that context.
So just two quick questions. The first one is, when you were trying to prioritize the World Bank and looking at public procurement, how much of it did you see was a problem of education? Is that what you found, that people need to be educated better when they're in the public procurement seat? And the second is that one of the biggest issues in public procurement all around the world is corruption. And is there anything about dealing with the vested interest, corruption, lack of transparency that your system is actually trying to help with?
I'll take the first one. That's the easy one. Okay, when we have looked at the improvements that can be done, especially in the European Union and the countries that has moved to European Union from the ex-Soviet Republic, there were 4 to 8% savings in public procurement with the introduction of ICT and dedicated capacity building. I mean, when a professionally qualified person is handling, and when e-procurement and e-tools were used for procurement. So I don't have an analysis to say out of 7% how much is on capacity building, but we do consider. And as I was talking, if 1% is saved in this country, that is $350 million in a year. So that's the yardstick for starting it. But as you rightly said, it is not just the capacity building, or it's not just the learning. It's the entire system, the discretion, the political economy. I mean, that's the most important factor which affects decision making in public procurement. So that takes me to the second question. We are trying to cover, there is a module on good governance and public procurement, how it can benefit it. Much of the modalities, even the government also suggests, includes a lot of mechanics for possible prevention of corruption. But then corruption doesn't happen because systems are not there. It's a fundamental attitudinal issue, personal issue. For that, there is a code of ethics. There is a lot of training programs. We try to add people to do the things. So this program or any of these kind of programs cannot answer that, cannot address it. But these are all suggesting some tools and mechanics to address.
Response of the Hindi program, you are satisfied?
No, we haven't launched the Hindi program yet. We are still developing the Hindi program. It's a voice over which will be moving into Hindi. अभी तो अंग्रेजी में है वो वॉइस ओवर भी उसको हिंदी में करके ऊपर से
कुछ हर्डल आ रहे हैं किस तरह के हर्डल आ रहे हैं हिंदी में
अभी तो कोई हर्डल नहीं आया क्योंकि we have translations being done in most of the states store purchase rules are in Hindi तो कोई ऐसे कोई हर्डल तो अभी सामने नहीं आया but it is time to.
Okay, great. No other questions? All right, thank you very much.